10 minutes after. But, okay. Yes, we should be live.
We hope we are live, and we hope you are alive.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, given everything that's been going on, yeah. Howdy, everyone. Boy, it's been really interesting around here. Thankfully, we obviously have power, and internet even. But the the water has been another issue.
Yes.
So now I will say this, and see the right now the whole thing about those cool waters, it's no longer a joke.
Some waters, may you find it in your shrine.
Well, no, I'm talking about like for the lustration at the beginning. What I did was I ran the tap to where I got some warm water coming through, to use for that, so that we won't be like freezing, because I've had enough of putting my hands under freezing cold water lately, so. And Darren is just giving me this look. What?
I get my hands put under freezing cold water at least once a week.
Once a week? How many times a day have I been having to do it lately? So, I mean, I don't know if you can see it here, but my knuckles are a little raw from all this.
It's for my art.
Yeah, well. Howdy. Yes, Josh, I know it's cold where you are in Oklahoma, too. We actually got above freezing today. I hope you guys either did or will get above freezing, pretty soon, because yeah, we're not used to this, y'all. So, and meanwhile, everybody else that's up north is like, gee, guys.
What's the big deal? Everything when you don't have the infrastructure for it.
Yeah. When you're not prepared for this, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's not that we don't have the fortitude. We don't have the brains to buy things just in case.
Okay, and he said again this weekend, tomorrow and the next day, they're going to get above freezing up in Oklahoma. I can't remember. Are you in OKC or Tulsa? Or T-Town, as they call it.
Really? It's fucking Tulsa. Get over yourself.
Well, no. Hey, Tulsa's bigger than here.
I know it, but it's Tulsa. It's Shreveport. It's S-Town. No, it's Shreveport. Well,
they used to have a big anime show there. I can't remember the name of it, but it was something in anime in Tulsa or whatever, and it sounded like fun. There were folks that were representatives for that con that I think I was trying to get information for doing a dealer table there. That was 10 years ago.
Well, if I lived in Tulsa, I'd want to make it sound like fun too.
Like divination, because holy crap, yeah. But the system protector is here. Okay, but Holdenville, where's that close to go? Or too much. Okay, but Holdenville, I'll have to look and see where that's close to. But anyway, yeah. A lot of us are dealing with really crazy weather right now, and we're definitely going to be saying some prayers for everyone, because getting over this is going to be more than just an overnight thing. So and this state's been having to deal with a lot of weird weather over the last year. When you think about the hurricanes and now this, and I'm going to be saying prayers, looking ahead to hope that we don't have a severe drought or heat wave this summer like we've had in the past. And a lot of times I notice if you have severe cold, then that summer you have hot and dry.
Right.
That's part of the pattern we got to watch out for.
I saw a meme on Facebook, and it was an expression. It was a photo of Chris Farley, and he had this dumbstruck, shocked expression on his face, which became his trademark for certain things.
Yeah.
And it said, "Can we take a break through living through historical events for a while, please?"
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm looking for my long lighter, because we're going to be lighting our candle. There it is.
Yes.
Our candle for Sekhmet, our candle for Mahes. Yes, we're honoring Bast in her shrine, or in her bark. and some friends. And this little statue of Sekhmet Darren got as an offering to her, basically. So, she's just the right size to go with Bast and Moot. So,
does this mean they're on a boat?
Bast is.
But would Sekhmet and
Moot
be joining her?
Yeah, it's kind of understood why.
Okay, because this is all, I'm on a boat.
Oh, okay. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, I got accompaniment.
Oh, hang on. It says connecting. Yes, we shouldn't have. What? Okay. Yes, it's not a Kemetic reform service without some kind of technical issue. So it was the running joke.
Yes.
Let's try it again. I'll try and call him back. There we go. Okay.
There we go.
Yes, we have it working. Yeah.
Quiet. Let me see if I can control you.
Huh?
Very quiet.
Okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but it's very, very soft.
Oh.
Turn your volume up.
Well, there may be some issues with connection or whatever. Given everything else, we were just talking about what's going on with. Oh well, shoot! I dropped the call, or did it? Wait, no, come on. There we go. Okay. Yeah.
There it goes.
Oh,
There it
Southeast.
goes.
Sam's been letting out his breath on his. Oh yeah, and from the UK, can't sleep. Via YouTube. Okay, yeah. You know what? I just got a question from somebody asking if there was a way to contact me via YouTube. And unfortunately, YouTube took away their messenger function because you used to be able to message somebody there. Now it's all tied to Google. And I never remember my freaking Google password.
So go get a new one.
Trying to think what's another way. I know I've gotten some message requests on Facebook. I need to go in and look. You could try and catch me there, or you'll know it's me because my icon is my character, Mr. Tommy. So, if you see a drawn robot, that's my avatar on Facebook right now. And you can also try go on kemeticreform.org. That's the website, and I have a contact at Kemetic Reform, and just there again, it kind of takes me a while to go through and check messages, but those are two ways since Facebook won't let you do that anymore. But
you mean YouTube?
Okay, yeah, and Discord. I need to get on Discord too. And by the way, if you're in southeastern Oklahoma, you're not that far from me. Sounds like you're part of the Arklatex. So yeah, or nearly in the Arklatex. So we may have to talk about that later. And it's funny. One friend of ours who she tunes in sometimes said she was going to be offering some prayers to Wet to help open the ways for people, because we have roads that are blocked with snow and this, that, and the other. And also a Norse goddess named Scotty.
Could we pray to Wet for her to open some minds? Because we got a bunch of people that want to blame this on all the wrong stuff.
Oh well, that's a whole other thing. But the best time to go through all of that is once we've dug out of the snow. So we're not quite there yet. But so there's some folks who are coming in from the UK right now, and somebody who's it's like almost 5 a.m. where they are. Thank you for tuning in, because we really appreciate it.
And more importantly, thank you for staying.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll get you some good vibes, and you'll feel ready to sleep.
And hopefully we'll learn to speak English as a second language, because right now we only speak American. Sorry.
What?
English and American are not the same language.
Well, I think it was George Bernard Shaw, who said British and Americans are divided by a common language or something.
And George Bernard Shaw was also, Patton also quoted that as well.
Okay, yeah, but yes,
Two countries divided by a common
language. Yes.
Yes.
But anyway, enough of that, Darren. We're supposed to be, getting into other things.
I'm just glad they're here.
But I guess
believe French would count too, wouldn't it?
My grandparents grew up speaking French, or they were children and spoke French, but they actually got in trouble in school for speaking French because they were trying to suppress that down in South Louisiana. But that's another story.
Yeah, specifically Cajun French.
Yeah. Darren's grandfather got held back in kindergarten because he was insistent on speaking French with all his friends in school. But that's another story. So, okay. And now the heater kicks in. Hopefully I won't roast in my vestments here. Okay, here it is. So these waters should not be as cold, I promise. So these cool waters are upon my hands. They purify me, as Stephanie purifies me. Hail unto you, Nature. Come unto you without falsehood and without evil. My purity is upon my hands. My purity is within my heart. I cast out all evil that pertains to me. We are pure. We are pure. We are pure. We are pure. See, I told you it wouldn't be so bad. And it wasn't.
Right.
A welcome change from what we had been getting.
Yes.
Yeah, and incidentally, I have had Darren looking up what kind of equipment it would take to be able to switch cameras in a broadcast. And as soon as we can get mail service again, I should have some other equipment coming on order. So when I can start taping more episodes, they should be more sophisticated.
We'll put some really good stuff behind the paywall then.
Darren, I think you've got cabin fever. We haven't left the house in a week. And I think Darren's getting a little squirrely. But what can I say? Let's hear it for stocking the pantry for pandemic quarantine, because that's what's kept us fed while we've been snowed in. And so let us welcome the Eye of Horus. Come in peace, bright Eye of Horus. Come in peace. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The Eye of Horus shines like Ra in the twin horizons, and evil hides in fear of it. Receive the light. Come around the other side. The Eye of Horus destroys the enemies of Ra and all of their abodes till none remain.
Receive the light.
The Eye of Horus comes to the four corners of the world. And we are purified with it. Receive the light. You arise in the Aketis Capri, O Ra, spreading your light upon the earth. You set in peace in the mountains of Manu as a tomb, bringing your light to Duat. Shine upon earth as you do in heaven and Duat. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who came from noon at the first time, for such is your uniqueness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Hu at your left side, for such are the words you commanded. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Sia at your right side, for such is your great wisdom. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, whose Hika goes before you, for such is your ability. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who rules with Ma'at upon your brow, for such is your righteousness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra. Hail and praise unto you, O Bastet and her bark, O Mut, O Sekhmet, O Yunachuru, you lords of love and lords of life. Grant us life, well-being, and health. May our eyes perceive your goodness and our hearts receive your wisdom. May you shine upon us as you traverse the sky, that we may bring to you Ma'at and cast out Jisfet. And may you guard us from the evil one through the dark hours of the night, your protection being before us and your strength being within us. And I have been saving this bottled water specifically for this. It's kind of a rare commodity in the house right now. Take these, the cool waters that are the inundation, that they may cool your hearts. A Ra, a Bast, a Mut, a Sekhmet. These cool waters are the eye of Horus, that your hearts may be refreshed. Milk, milk, may you taste it in your shrine. May your hearts be refreshed with it. We bring you this milk from the great flood, O Yunachiru, that you may be purified with it. I can't use a short one. We give you incense. We give you incense, great purity. This incense is the eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you. It cleanses you, it adorns you. It takes its place upon your hands. And naturally, we give to you this incense, this eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you. I'm super happy with this. Take this, your bread on which gods live. This bread is the eye of Horus, so you nurture. Lift it to your faces and be at peace with it. Some birthday brownie, because Darren's birthday was this week.
It's my contribution. Other than getting older, that was also my contribution. Which I intend to keep on doing.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I think they have you beat on that one.
I'm trying to catch up.
Yeah. The gardens prosper and Hapi rejoices, overflowing with his meal. We fill the eye of Horus for you with wine, O Ra, O Bast, O Nurture. Drink and be pure. The doors of heaven and the doors of earth are open with libations for you within this house. May your faces be refreshed with your libations, your wine, and your water. Mm. Pure, pure is Ra Haraketi within his house. Pure, pure as Bastet, mistress of Anktawi. in her house. Pure are Sekhmet and Mut within their house. Pure is the Ka of Ra with this good T-ships. Oh, excuse me, this good myrrh that is given. T-ships is cinnamon. Pure is the Ka of Bast, Sekhmet of Mut, with this good myrrh that is given. Jehuti proclaims it. It is written in his house of sacred words. Happy gives in abundance, thousands of offerings, all things good and pure, for Ra-Horketi, for Bast, for Mut, for Sekhmet, in every place that their mortal Kas dwell. Come to your body, O Ra-Horketi. Come to your body, O Bast, O Mut, O Sekhmet. Come to your invocation. Come into your bodies, O Nurturer, and come to your invocation. Come unto us, your servants, who are mindful of your feasts and your offerings. Bring your power, your hika, your honor, and your ba to these your offerings, and partake of them. Come, O people, raise these offerings before the faces of these gods. Lift the offerings before Ra, before Bast, before Mut, before Sekhmet. All life comes from them, all health comes from them, all good fortune comes from them, and all stability comes from them as it has since the first time. And these were some prayer beads. Slipped off, but
Can we see them?
oh yeah, well they're right here. These are all okay. Well, one of them is older. I was using it as a reference, but I'm working on making more.
All
Put in the store.
handmade and blessed.
Well, they're getting good vibes right now. They're soaking them in. I just slipped off the tray for a minute, but there we go. Okay. Ora Horaketi and your son, the Osir Nisun Kaprura, your foes retreat from you. Horus turns himself to his eye. Turn yourselves to these, your offerings, and receive them from our hands. Okay, and there we go. A little grill lighter. Now we'll step across. Make our offerings to our blessed dead. And the eye of Horus light their way for them. And may they receive these cool waters from the table of Osiris. Horekata Hanket Kakao Abdus and Nutrimihat Kutnibet Nofret Wabet Ankhet Notrim and Cow and Akupunibu Maakherunibu Kir Natura. Voice offering 1,000 of bread and beer, beef and fowl, incense, oils, and all good and pure things on which a god lives, for the cause of all of these Aku, all true of voice before the great god. And let me make sure, let me step across here and light a candle for Mahes, Scarlet Lord, the Lord of Storms. He may protect us and help us to recover from this winter storm. And Sekhmet, who is his mother by some accounts, mistress of the arrows. May she also continue to protect us as we deal with storms and with plague. There we go. We come unto you, O Ra, as Jehuti comes, our hands joined under Ma'at. Ma'at has come to be with you in every place where you are. An offering of Ma'at is made unto you, that your heart may be pleased and your cause shall live. Truly, your Enid has Ma'at, for they know you live in her. The Enid says unto you, your word is law eternally. Isfet is cast out by your word. Rejoicing is yours every day. Ma'at has come to be with you in your shrine. I'll tell you what, because she and Bast are very similar in height, but Ma'at's a little bit taller. There we go. It'll be like riding piggyback, I guess. There we go. So that looks really cute.
It does. The girls get to have all the fun.
Hey, that's how we do things. Yes, the girls.
Gentlemen, let this be of note. The girls get to have all the fun. If you want to have fun, be nice to the girls.
Well,
life lesson.
Yeah. Well, one thing to remember. The word for action or for doing, irit, is a feminine word in the Egyptian language, and so that and it's homophone. It has the same sound as the word for eye, and so that's why the eye of Ra, that is his active agent, and people have compared it to the concept of Shakti in Hindu religion. Because Shakti is like the active feminine principle, and so it's very similar to that. So yes, that's why girls have fun in Egyptian belief.
It's also worth noting that Bast and Moot, particularly when they're sailing, is a party barge excellence. Yes.
A party barge?
Yes, they're the party girls on the boat, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, they party, but also they can act as the eye of Ra too. So we'll party as long as you're being good. So
Yes.
Exactly.
So,
And as long as with the moment you're not.
in that vein, may we always act with gentility and compassion, for such is the first Ma'at. May we always offer charity and hospitality, for such is the second Ma'at. May we always respect consent and fidelity, for such is the third Ma'at. May we always avoid violence and promote wellness, for such is the fourth Ma'at. May we always speak words of truth, for such is the fifth Ma'at. May we always promote the public good, for such is the sixth Ma'at. May we always act humbly and with temperance, for such is the seventh Ma'at. May we always honor our gods and respect others, for such is the eighth Ma'at. May we uphold Ma'at like Jehuti, that we may witness Ra's perfection every day. Okay, so we will start off with our prayers to Bast, to Ma'at, and Sekhmet, and we'll go from there as we have requests. And definitely, I know some folks are going to want to do some divination, so. Start off with the Lady of the Hour, if you will. Huh?
Bastapalooza.
Bastapalooza, yes. Well, and I have one of those big wall hangings that has, Bast as a cat in the middle of it, but there wasn't really any way for me to put it in the shrine setup. I, you know, it wouldn't fit in the camera angle, but um, she is represented most definitely. Hail and praise unto you, Bastet, Lady of Love, Lady of Life, daughter of Atum, firstborn of the Lord of all, greatest goddess, Lady of Heaven, mistress of all the gods. You open the movements of Shu, for he is your messenger. You slaughter with your arrows. You slay the evil one and seize the hearts of the wicked foes. Lady of the shrine, foremost of the sacred fields, mistress of perfume, mistress of joy. O Eye of Horus, O Eye of Ra, Uraeus, whom Ra loves, protect us until the dawn. Hail, Amut, we give adoration to you, the great, the mistress of Isheru, who gives birth to light again in Thebes, who traverses the two lands pregnant with the sun, that she may give birth to him in the temple of Mut. Mother of Ra, who creates light, great Uraeus, who encircles her father Ra, who gives birth to him as Khonsu, daughter and mother, who makes her own creator. And another one. Praise unto Mut, Lady of Heaven, mistress of Amun's house. Lovely of hands, she shakes her sister. Her sweet voice is pleasant to the heart. She illumines the world with her rays. She causes all lands to prosper. Unique one without equal, eternity belongs to her. Great one in heaven, great of dread, foremost of the Aeneid, mistress of the two lands who shines on all faces like Ra. And yes, that's from a hymn where she takes on the power of the sun itself, and she can, not only can be the mother of the sun, she can, manifest as the sun.
Wait a minute. She can manifest as Ra?
Well, not as Ra, but as the sun. Remember, the sun itself could be seen as, a variety of different deities. There's one where they, to Sekhmet, where she's addressed as the iris of Ra's eye, and that can be seen as the sun, as the iris of the eye. So that's one way of saying it. Who, and actually it's on the prayer that I put on the back of this candle. It says, Hail Sekhmet the Great, the eye of Ra who hides him within her iris. What that means is the sun is so bright you can't really look at it. So that's her way of hiding him within her brilliance. You can't perceive the ultimate divinity. It's hidden, but you can see its brilliance manifest, and it's, that's kind of a philosophical way, I guess, of interpreting, divinity, and then it's, how it manifests. Sekhmet, sovereign mistress of light who moves in brightness, again, as the eye of the sun, but also Sekhmet, mistress of darkness, at whose setting, the dusk comes, again, as the sun sets, so that's her other side. Sekhmet, mistress of fear, whose seal brings death. So we ask her, come in peace. Hail unto you, Sekhmet, daughter of Ra, who loves Ma'at and hates Zisfet. Most holy of the gods, one seeks life in you. So there you go. There we go.
As the Eye of Ra, they all take part. So.
Yeah. And, they share, a lot of them share roles because you have to think about it. A lot of it was very local. The goddess that some people were, or the aspects that some people were crediting to Sekhmet in one area, like around Memphis, or at a certain time, like Hatshepsut was very much a promoter of Sekhmet, as you might imagine, because that's feminine power, and she was, acting as pharaoh. So, you know,
She would have naturally felt some kinship or
Yeah.
aspect to it.
Yeah. Well, also the idea that the enforcement of Ra's rule comes from, the feminine side. So that was one way that she used that, to her advantage. But in another area, like Bast as a mistress of Anktawi, that was a particular place in the middle part of Egypt, and she would have been, the daughter of Ra par excellence in that area, or in Bubastis, which was in the Delta. And unfortunately, because the Delta has very high water table, there's not very much left of the ancient sites there. But we know that she was, Herodotus wrote about her the festival of Bast, and it was like Mardi Gras for them. They would go and they would drink, and they would go on party barges, and the women would be singing. And one of the things that they would do is they'd get to a particular spot where they were going to pick up more people, and the women would stand on the boat and jeer at people on the shore, and then they would pick up their dresses and flash the crowd. And so
mixed signals, baby.
No. Well, another way you have to think about that is that's we're like that little GIF that Preston had of the girl the anime girl shooting magical power out of a particular spot.
Yeah.
There's that. It's that kind of idea, only not as graphic. So
well, I still think the same thing applies.
Right. It's we're manifesting our power by showing you our stuff. They didn't.
I was alluding to that earlier whenever you were talking. I was saying the party girls on the boat.
And it's suddenly
that energy.
Yeah.
And suddenly I'm reminded of the not so uncommon joke.
What?
Women do really rule the world.
Oh, I got half the money and all the.
Yeah.
Well. Oh wow! Somebody in Estonia. Cool. Let's see. Some bushy tail.
That's the great thing about Egypt. They actually very much valued their women, even in that ancient period where there was a really strong masculine presence and everything.
Well, I will say this. When it comes to the idea of female power versus male power, I think something that I read in a book talking about anime actually applies here, because this author was talking about the perception that women in Japan are oppressed, so much more so than women in the United States. And the author says, no, not any more or less. Just it's different because they have a different culture. And the same thing would have been true, I think, in Egypt. Women were still seen as having a particular place, but they could do things that women in ancient Greece certainly couldn't do. And Herodotus was kind of scandalized by the fact that women went out in the markets and they plied trades and did things that, and they could be charged with crimes, and could act as witnesses in court. That didn't happen in other parts of the ancient world. So yeah, it's kind of a, and here in this country, you think about it, there are plenty of things that we can do, but plenty of things that people don't think, seemly of us. So, the further we go, the more things stay the same, I think. So, we have to, by trying to understand how things used to be a long, long time ago, we can kind of get a better perspective for where we are now. So that's why one of the reasons we do what we do.
It's also very important not to look upon this with rose-colored glasses.
Yeah. Okay, somebody actually has a question. You believe in the literal or metaphorical power of the gods? For example, would you say Ra has actual power in the sun as it sits in space? I think so. I think here's one way to look at it. okay, if the sun suddenly went out tomorrow, we'd all be kind of screwed, wouldn't we?
Actually, yeah, but most of us wouldn't know that it was out for a year.
No. 8 minutes. It takes 8 minutes for light to reach from the sun to the earth. So we would know in 8 minutes.
Yeah, but it would take most of us a year to die. So.
Well, I don't know. No, I don't think so. But the point is, we couldn't go on without it. Could we?
No.
So in that sense, we are very much dependent upon the sun and whoever is personified within it. So in that sense, and I have to say, Duara Horketi, thank you. I think he was hard at work today, melting some of the snow and ice. So there is some literal power, but some of it is also metaphorical. So where the gods are, and here's another thing, and we talk about this. I can remember this being a thread on the House of Nature way back in 2005 after Katrina came in. And we had these big storms, and we asked, well, is that Set manifesting or is that something else? And personally, I think Set has a destructive streak, but he would not be responsible for something as existential as a hurricane that wipes out everything, or the snowstorm. I think he might have. That's certainly where he's at home, is in weather like this, but I don't think that storm happened because Set said, I'm going to lay the smacketh down. Because
he would have to get permission for said smacketh, would he not?
At this point, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So
at this point, he acts as an agent of the sun.
Yeah, and so I think certainly. Well, we know that Ramesses would and we have record that he prayed to Set for good weather so that an envoy from the Hittites that was bringing a bride to him because he married a couple of Hittite princesses, but he prayed for good weather for their travel. And
foreign chicks are hot.
Sure, yes, and you know what? They even have record of this because they said that he saw the princess and she was the most lovely thing he had ever seen, and he gave her an Egyptian name that said something about beauty lives or something like that. And then a few years later he got another one. So
He's trying to get a set.
Yeah, but yeah. So foreign chicks were hot. But he prayed to Set for good weather.
We also have to remember this is a man that must have had hundreds of ladies. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yes, he had many wives. And he had like 100 kids. So.
He had very little.
He was literally the father of his nation.
Yeah. Well, that would be a really interesting thing to study. It would be like how many people in Egypt today have DNA that could be traced back to Ramesses' line.
They've done something like that.
Not with that. Now they do estimate that up to a quarter of like people in certain parts of Asia have genetic ties going all the way back to Genghis Khan and his army.
Yeah.
But I don't think they've done a study like that of Egypt. So it would be interesting to find out.
Yeah. You gotta wonder how many people throughout the world gained a little bit of Greek after Alexander,
Yeah. But I guess and our Vandergaard is here. Howdy, and yeah, we're I mentioned you said you were saying prayers to Wethwawet and to Scotty. I think I'm saying that right. That particular there's a consonant in that's used in Norse languages, and it looks like a D with a cross on it, but I think it's actually a TH sound. So but that got us on she was like a hunter and something like that. You mentioned something about that, but yeah, a little bit of crossover to another pantheon. Huh?
She was associated with winter wolves.
Yeah, wasn't skiing also somewhere associated with her? I want to say I read something about that, but
it's associated with one of them. Yeah, I'm not sure which. Maybe her ruler.
Yeah. Letter et. Okay. Yeah, right now I'm having enough of an interesting time equating Sumerian and Babylonian names for deities. You know, Ea is Enki, and I think Anu. No, there's another one that became the Enlil became, but so that's been what's kind of tripping me up lately. Is I've been trying to read about that. So now we throw Norse letters into it, and my brain is going. Stop. So that's what you do when you get snowed in.
I can only imagine Cleopatra. They say that she knew like 7 languages. You know, it's like, and she was pretty much fluent in them.
Yeah, well, she was the only one of the Ptolemies. Cleopatra VII was the only one of the Ptolemies that could speak the Egyptian language, because the rest of them spoke.
Embraced culture.
Yeah, and they say that they have documents where she gave orders to do things, and apparently she was very popular in Egypt and was venerated long after her death. You know, so we have this image of Cleopatra as, you know, this opulent and, you know, tyrant, you know, and all these other things, but that was more a result of the Romans, because it was in their political interests to vilify Egypt because they were at war with it. She was their enemy at one point. You know, so and especially you know, when Octavian was at war with Mark Antony, they wanted to portray Egypt, you know, as kind of like the Persians in 300, you know. So
basically it was mostly Octavian's doing. He had to light a fire.
Yeah.
To get everything go.
And what's funny is, and there's an article, I've got a digital thing about this. It's something about ISIS in the Mediterranean world. And if I find it, that might be something I could do for an episode. But we have record that, you know, there was a temple that was started to ISIS by private citizens in Rome. And the problem is that anytime, you know, that Rome and Egypt, you know, were at odds with each other, or the Romans were not very happy with Egypt, then angry mobs would come, and they did this a couple of times. They went into the temple, and they carted off the statue of Isis and dumped it in the river, in the Tiber River. To me, that's equivalent almost to like whenever we had 9/11 go down, and then suddenly there was all this rage toward mosques in America. Yeah, that kind of thing. So they did that. Now the funny thing is, all the times that happened, the same private citizens that venerated Isis pooled together and they rebuilt the temple. And then eventually she became, you know, assimilated into Roman worship. But by that point, Egypt was a Roman province. So they were part of the Roman Empire, so it was okay at that point. And they put a temple to Isis in the Capitoline, that, you know, the big center, you know, in central Rome. But see, yeah, that's something our friend Nick would know more about.
All faiths or something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes, and Josh was going Sumerian and Babylonian. Yes, that's something I've been reading a little bit about. You know, just mostly because of an interest in Ishtar / Inanna, but in the process, you kind of learn about the rest of them too. And so, especially because Sumerian paganism and Mesopotamian pagan reconstructionism is basically a sister faith to ours, and you know, in the interest of sharing more, because people do ask about pagan reconstructionism and what other, you know, paths are out there. That's one, and so, you know, it's there's a certain joy in learning something new, you know. And
I will mention though, there does seem to be a strange. A lot of times, eclectic pagans, I will notice if they have Egyptian, they will often have Nordic too. There's very often people have Nordic and they'll have Egyptian deities in their practice, and it's very intriguing.
Yeah, it is. Well, we know that there were places in Germanic. I don't know if tribes would be the right way to put it. I don't know how they were organized at that point, but they found Egyptian glass beads in their burials.
From
So we know that they,
I believe.
yeah. So there were trade routes that went from the Mediterranean up to Northern Europe and back around, because the folks in the Mediterranean liked the amber that came from the Nordic region. So the more we learn, the more interconnected everything is.
Now, the one thing that's really making people go, "What the?" Are the cocaine mummies? They're like, "What the? How'd they get that? That's in America."
Yeah. Okay. And we had some other folks who've been able to tune in. Welcome. And I think it was in Korean's news. Okay. Yeah. And okay. So yeah. I feel you, Oracle, when it comes to YouTube, telling you about stuff, because there's a trance DJ that does live streams, and I don't always know when he's doing those, and sometimes I have to go back and catch them later. And I know there are folks that catch our broadcasts later, and this is my shout out to you at this point. Thank you for tuning in. But yeah. Just for future reference, we always try to hold this service at 8:30 Central Time on Friday evenings. Yeah, it might be sometimes we run about 10 minutes late getting started, but and then occasionally I'm right on time. So yeah, just try to be where you can tune in. Of course, you'd have to, if you're not in the United States, 8:30 Central Time. Of course, we're an hour behind the Eastern coast. We're 2 hours ahead of Pacific. Eastern Europe, I think right now it's early morning, and I don't know what time it would be in Australia. So you'd have to go on Google and do a conversion, but your point of reference is 8:30 p.m. Central U.S. time. That's on when we would. That's our window when we try to start things. So, so you can catch us next time. But we're still here. We're still doing things. Okay, and it's 5:30 in the morning over there. Yeah. But anyway, I know some folks wanted to do some divinations. And if we run out of these cookies, we have more. So first off, I know Josh wanted a divination just because it has been a crazy week. And I'm sure you're wanting to know okay, what have you got for me? So ladies, if you would. Wait a minute. Wait. Hang on. Okay. This is the button. Okay. Josh, this is what they have to say for you. Instead of worrying and agonizing, move ahead constructively. So I think that's an unusually clear message. Don't worry, just move ahead. Be constructive, and it's easy to overthink things. Don't do it. Yeah.
He needs to stop listening to those people that are telling him to be careful because they're wanting to stop him.
Huh. Okay. Yeah. Darren was just outside of the room, but he said, stop listening to the people that are telling you, quote unquote, be careful, because they're actually trying to get you to stop. So just go ahead with, what you know what you need to do. Just go ahead and do it. And I see that some other folks need them. Ashley, let's see, Shun Birch, and Creature of Legend. Okay. All right. Like adding Toth. You know what? Definitely add Toth because, Josh, I keep getting this sense. I think of you and I think of Toth. So I think that, he wants to kind of take you in. So go for it. Because that's the vibe that I get from you, have been getting for quite a while. So, yeah, don't worry. There's enough. We'll make sure that everybody gets one. So, never asked to. Okay, so let's start off here. So okay, Ashley for life. We'll start with you. And I'm saying your name so that our good ladies will guide me to yours. And here we are. Oh, this is cute. Life is not a struggle, it's a wiggle. So there you go, Ashley. But you know what? That's struggle. Think about it. Struggle sounds, pretty negative. But wiggle, that means there's nothing wrong. There's nothing bad about it. You gotta be able to wiggle and go with the flow. Life is not a struggle; it's a wiggle.
Be like, maybe you find lubricant so that you can move more freely.
Well, or think about bend instead of break. That and
And your mindset has a lot to do with things too.
Okay, yeah, and they're saying your mindset has a lot to do with it too. It doesn't matter if it looks sloppy as long as it's working. That's another thing. If you like a line from one of my favorite songs, you don't mind if life's not that pretty. So hopefully that'll help you out. Okay, so that was Ashley, and try to kind of do these in order. Okay, Birch. Birch is next. All right, ladies. Okay. The Birch. Never ignore a gut feeling, but never believe that it's enough. Never ignore a gut feeling, but never believe that it's enough.
Now,
So,
hang on, I gotta say something on that one.
okay, yeah, Darren's coming in because I trust your instincts, but
never believe that it's enough. That is one of the most poignant things I've heard in a long time, and it translates to something very important.
okay.
In this day and age, everything is quote unquote virtual. Virtual does not mean real. It is just because you thought about it doesn't mean you've done it.
Okay, so trust your instinct, but act on it too.
Right. Too many people think, well, I really thought about it, but what did you do?
So okay, so yeah, you're getting a pretty clear message there. Okay. All right, and let's see. Okay, a creature of legend. Okay, let's see. Let's start. Okay, yeah. Okay, thanks. Yeah. So creature of legend is next. Okay.
Can I just call him Cole?
Huh? Creature, COL, called
Yeah.
Creature of Legend?
Yeah.
I don't know, it's a Creature of Legend is kind of
Yeah.
fun, but...
Yo, creature. No,
Huh?
no. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the one of legend. You know, there could be lots of creatures.
Okay, well, I'm just concentrating on, Creature of Legend. I may have to go and grab some more fortune cookies out of the big box, but first off... Okay. This is for Creature of Legend. Just wait for the right moment. Keep your eyes and ears peeled.
Woo. Creature, I don't know what you've been up to. It sounds like it's been pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Make the right move when you see it.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I'm going to tell you, and I keep getting this hit tonight.
Uh-huh.
Act on your own instincts. Don't consult other people. Do it. One of the things I've learned in this life is if you really want to do something, don't tell the people you're closest to. They'll be all apprehensive and concerned and scared, and they're putting up roadblocks for you. What we never hear is go for it.
Okay. All right. So yeah, we got. Okay, so now we've got an Alejandro, Oracle, and Palmet.
In that order?
Yeah. And good to see you back, Alejandro.
Don't call his name.
You had to get a joke, God.
Don't blame me.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Love you.
All right. Okay. It's in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped.
Wow. You know, pay attention, folks. They're speaking directly to a lot of people tonight.
Mm-hmm.
You have some important decisions coming up. Even the ones that you think are trivial are not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how simple the decision may be. It's not trivial.
Well, the little
thing means what he's talking about is that the messages are not necessarily for one person. If it's coming through really strong to you personally, you should act on it as well.
That's right.
Yeah, if you feel like this applies to you, then take it to heart.
Because it does.
Yeah. But there you go, Alejandro. You could make some there's some decisions that you could be making, fairly soon that could be a big benefit to you if you're just
act on them quickly. Don't think about them. Once you make the decision, go.
Yeah.
Don't just smoke your cigarette, man. Go for it.
You had to slip it in there. Okay. Oh, he says, yes, I'm actually trying to make some choices in my life, and that's good because you have potential to do some good things for yourself. So, okay, yeah. There's a question: was Shy Destiny ever honored? There's mention of like Shy and Renutet, which is actually not to be confused with the goddess Renutet. There's fate and fortune. Okay, yeah, but that's something that developed a little later in their history. And I'd have to do a little more reading on that. That's one of the more obscure aspects of Egyptian, religion. But and Alejandro says, I was waiting for the joke. I love you too. So, okay. So next up is Oracle Oryx. And
Which,
I think I'm saying that right.
so the Oracle needs to hear from the Oracle? That's weird. That's kind of cool. I'm sorry, guys.
Wait. Oops.
It's the coffee and the brownie talking.
Well, I figured it was, cabin fever, but okay, yeah, we dropped Yamane. Hold on, let me see if I can pull him back. There we go. Of course.
We go from one Lady Gaga reference to another because now I'm
Thinking of telephone.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what? I'll let him call back, and I'll try and keep an eye out. But in the meantime, we're concentrating on Oracle. All right. Here we go. And Oracle, yours says, life is not a matter of holding good cards, but sometimes playing a poor hand well.
Wow. We better keep that one.
Yeah, but don't worry about, if you've been dealt a poor hand, just play it well, and you can still make it work to your advantage.
Yeah.
So yes, life is not a matter of holding good cards, but sometimes playing a poor hand well. Yes, contacting you might on the net your phone. Yeah. Oracle for other oracles. And the name is catchy. Cool. Okay, so this is way beyond direct. Yeah, cool. Okay, and let's see. So Palmet is next, and then I'll need to grab some more so we can do one for Sarcastic to send us Tessinisis.
Oh, really?
Okay. But what?
I'm just being sarcastic.
Okay. So first off, Palmet. I thought about it, but leave it to you to be the little imp on my shoulder that voices all the things that I try to just let
Sorry, guys.
roll in the background.
I'm an open antenna tonight. I could not help it.
Okay. All right, Palmet. Here we go. Never laugh at anyone's dream. There you go. And this was a very short and simple one. Never laugh at anyone's dream.
Let me go one step further.
Okay.
Especially your own. This is important. That is a life lesson for the earth in general. Never laugh at anybody's dream. But we've been taught to discount our dreams.
Well, and also, if you've got like a significant other or a partner or somebody in your life, maybe. Oh, hold on. There we go. Yeah, speaking of the Netcher phone. There we go. There you are. Yeah. It's right, but anyway, we just read Palmet's fortune. So never laugh at anyone's dream. I don't, but sometimes, like if there's somebody in your life that has a dream or something, it could benefit you too. So,
I help with yours.
Yeah. So that might be part of it too. Um, but and I will say this. Suddenly, I'm thinking of something that the voice of Optimus Prime was kind enough to write in a notebook for me years and years and years ago, and it was a quote from the original series. And it was, "Hold on to your dreams. The world was built on dreams."
Thank you, Peter Cullen.
Yes.
Yes,
So,
the actual voice of
Optimus Prime. Yeah, but still, Optimus Prime had some good things to say like that, now and then, and that was one of the ones that I thought was, rather important. So there we go. Kind of related to the fortune that we got. Now, I actually am in the unique position of I need to go and get a few more fortune cookies from the big box that one of our viewers was kind enough to send. So I'm going to let you come forward just a bit. Let me go and get some more.
Okay. Do you want me to do anything while you're gone?
Well, just this is you. You'll think of something.
Okay, folks. She's left me alone with the microphone, and this is all I'm going to say. One, I love you all more than I could ever tell you. And I'll probably never understand the gifts that each of you have been. Thank you. And anything you have to ask me as a question, go ahead and type it. I'll answer it. Okay. I'm certainly not anything special, just silly.
We love you, Darren.
I love you guys. She's back.
Okay. Yeah, so now I have...
Do they make chocolate chip fortune cookies?
I think they do.
No way.
Or chocolate flavored fortune cookies. You remember we've had some once eons ago.
By the way, fresh fortune cookies are really good. So if you get a fortune cookie and you're like, meh, it's because they're not fresh.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to turn this down just a hair because I think you've got some distortion going on, but there we go. All right. Sarcastic. Would this be Tessinisis or Tessenesis? You'll have to...
How would you know by spelling?
What we say using a military long coat for a ritual? You know what? If it keeps you warm, and so the first one, I guess, all I would have fire to the fires. Well, I'll tell you what I have on right now. I actually have clothes on underneath this instead of wearing like. That sounds like really horrible, but anyway, some folks like if some I've seen priests of not just Catholic but also Buddhist and others, they have like their normal clothes and then they put their robe on over it, so they've got like a couple of layers. But then like a lot of us Wiccans, and pagans, of various stripes, we'll like get into, we have our ritual vestments, and it's not like an overcoat or something,
right? Well,
because the cold snap and everything, I'm wearing an Arabian. Well, I said it's Arabian. I bought it here in the U.S., but it was by a maker with an Arabic name. But it's a white tobe, and that's my vestment. And this is the one that I saved for winter wear. It's got long sleeves that I've got rolled up, so you can see kind of here, as opposed to the one that I have for cooler weather, or not cooler weather, for warmer weather, which it's a little cooler. And, especially like if I'm officiating outside in the summertime for New Year's, because it's always hot and humid around Egyptian New Year's around here. But I think right now we'd take the hot and humid.
You know what? I'm not going to go that far. I'm just going to say, give us running water and drivable roads.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Power.
Huh? Huh?
At least you have electricity.
Yes,
Yeah.
we have electricity, and I invoke our you know beautiful our luminous deities, our most gracious gods and goddesses, please help everyone that's without power and without water to get those basic services restored as soon as possible.
And also, please help those of us. Please help folks that don't have a place to be.
Mm-hmm.
Please protect them so no one dies of exposure.
Yes, we had someone in our own city that was found, someone who was homeless, and they were found after we had that record cold snap on Tuesday night. They found them in an abandoned building, and we think they froze to death.
And please bless that soul.
Yes. Yes. Oh, Lady Hathor is Mistress of the West. Please put your arms around them and let them feel warmth and acceptance.
And let them know that they will not be forgotten.
Right. Now, when I was pulling a fortune cookie for sarcastic, I ended up with 2 in my hand.
You gotta be kidding me.
All right. Well, yeah. I pulled one and another one got cut. So it's like, okay, there must be something to this. So I figured, let me go ahead and do that. Either Tessinosis or Tessinosis. Okay. All right. So, yeah. All right. So for Tessinosis, the first one says, just believe it. Water and oil cannot be mixed.
Nice.
Oh, shit. Cut ties, time to walk away.
Yeah, that was the hit that I got.
Yeah.
This is something about a relationship.
Don't walk, run.
Huh, just.
And it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It could be romantic, it could be familial, it could be friend-based.
Yeah.
Run. Time to go.
Yes, just believe it. Water and oil cannot be mixed.
Yeah.
Now, you have another one. This is the other one that came in my hand, so. Never give up. That was the other one.
Look. I mean, they're doing everything short of sitting in your lap. You better listen to this. Man, whoo.
Yeah. So there you go, sarcastic. Don't give up, but you need to, that's it's not the same as getting rid of somebody who's bad for you. Don't give up on yourself.
Yeah.
Other people are another issue.
Yeah. Call the dead branches and don't give up going forward.
Yeah.
You definitely have to change something, though. Something you have to do.
And I'm not being sarcastic either.
Their response, well, dang. Yeah. But there you go. And yes, if anyone else has got some requests for divination or for prayers, definitely go ahead and give us those. In the meantime, I'm ringing a sistrum to announce some other prayers. As mentioned earlier, all of those that are in the dark, in the cold, thirsting, literally. May you please bring them your light, your warmth, your cool waters to refresh their hearts. And
I had a prayer earlier.
I
extended the prayer earlier this afternoon. I was praying all the cats, animals, and creatures that are having to deal with intense cold that the Maldives states would have nourishment.
Yes, yes, and for all the animals too. Yeah, and I have to give a shout out to Wolf because when we had the record cold snap and on Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday, he was trying to warm up some birds that had fallen out of the trees. They were so cold, and unfortunately, the bird that he showed a picture of didn't make it. But Horace, bless you for trying. And I also have to say I'm grateful that there's a cardinal pair that lives in the area of my backyard and the neighbor's backyard, and I named them Bishop and Hierophant. Darren says I gave him a demotion, but to go from cardinal to bishop.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, it's a reference to Alien, and the good robot,
Right.
Bishop, But anyway, well, Bishop has been around for a few years, and he's still here. I heard him the next morning, and the birds have been eating at the feeder I left for them. So I'm grateful that that they made it through that cold, because they can't come inside, like people and our pets can. So for all those that are dealing with the cold, let them come through. And I know in the southern hemisphere it's summer, and I hope that they're not dealing with drought too bad this year. And
If you have to drive
huh?
make sure that if people have to drive anywhere, make sure they sound their horn or knock on the hood, because there'll be critters hiding in their car.
Oh yeah, that's something. Yeah, public service announcement for everyone who's in the cold. Before you start up your engine, knock or honk the horn or something, because if there's a cat or some other animal that's like crawled up in your vehicle for warmth, they can be, killed by the engine starting if, or get caught in there, and try to jump out or, bad things can happen. But yeah, just make sure that you don't have critters tagging along. And I know we had some folks asking for prayers for health, well-being, and for prosperity. Seta and her mom, Seta's having some trouble right now with her car, and we want the best for them, and for anyone else that's just trying to make it right now and trying to get by. May you please shine upon them with life, prosperity, and health.
They all have the support they need.
Yeah. Okay, and someone has a request prayer to Anubis. Bird passed away in my garage. Yeah. Okay, and Sekhmet, prayer for Beth is a prayer for her grandmother who's sick, waiting to be seen at the hospital. Okay, yeah. First, yeah. Okay, definitely a prayer for Beth's grandmother who's sick. May she be seen at the hospital. I'll tell you what. Another prayer to Sekhmet, because she acts as a goddess of healing. And then for Anubis. Hold on. Okay, yes. Sekhmet. Hail of Sekhmet, who presides over the land. Lady of flourishing, generous one. Sekhmet, who protects the two lands. Come to us who are under your sway. Save us, protect us, and preserve us from the first arrow of famine. Hail, O Sekhmet, O Kurl, O hidden lady, Wajid the great. Come to us who are under your sway. Save us, protect us, and preserve us from the second arrow of drought. Thinking of our friends in California on that one. One of my friends said, wish you could send some of that snow and stuff over here. So Sekhmet, may you send them some moisture. Hail, a Sekhmet who moves in light, who terrifies the gods with her massacre. Come to us who are under your sway. Save us, protect us, and preserve us from the third arrow of war. Hail, Sekhmet, who guides the land. who guides mankind, Lady of the dual shores, mistress of humanity, come to us who are under your sway. Save us, protect us, and preserve us from the fourth arrow of terror. Hail, Sekhmet, great shining one, foremost in the mansion of flame, who terrorizes the two lands with fear. Come to us who are under your sway. Save us, protect us, and preserve us from the fifth arrow of storms. And help us to dig our way out of this one. Hail, Sekhmet, who loves Ma'at and hates Zfet, Lady of the people. Come to us who are under your sway. Save us, protect us, and preserve us from the sixth arrow of oppression. Hail, Sekhmet, Uraeus who opens the acacia, great and sovereign one. Come to us who are under your sway. Save us, protect us, and preserve us from the seventh arrow of disease. And may you bring healing to those who need it, and doctors to those who are waiting to see them. And to Anapu, Anubis, because we know that there are people and animals that have died from, some from the cold and others just because it was their time, I guess. May you please welcome them into the kingdom of Osiris. Hail and praise to Anapu, great God upon your mountain, master of secrets in Duat, ruler of the west, fair son of Osiris. Great physician who heals, your seal is our protection. Crown prince of the Enid, keen-faced among the gods. You stand at Osiris' side. You serve the blessed dead, they live because of you. Okay, now it looks like my phone is running low on charge, so if it goes out, Yamana, that's why. Yeah. But, absolutely. All right, wow, it's been an hour and a half. It's run kind of long, but you know what? We're here for everyone who needs it. Yeah, so that's... Huh? Okay, one more divination for Yamana. And we'll do this quickly because I don't know how much more charge my battery's got, but here goes. Okay, this one right here. Okay. It is by those who have suffered that the world is most advanced. It is by those who have suffered that the world is most advanced.
You're here for a reason. You've survived this long for a reason.
Yeah.
Start using it.
There you go.
Find your purpose. Advance the world.
Yeah. Yes, we need you here. Okay, and I see one more. Can I ask where you found those prayers? Those are a result of digging and research, in various places. Some of them are, pretty much from, surviving hymns like okay, Sekhmet, there's the litany of Sekhmet, to the various arrows. And the thing is, I gave actual associations with them, like, storms and terror and plague, the identifying specific arrows, because in the original litany, they didn't have any. Now, in other cases, like Anubis, I've kind of put together titles of his and things like from the Greek magical papyri, so all of them are in, most of the time when I'm reading hymns, in a service, it comes from this book. And let me see if I can get it in the camera. There we go. Okay, well,
it's going to be in reverse.
Well, the way I'm looking at it, it's in reverse, but you might see it right ways. Well, celebrating the Egyptian gods, but yeah.
Who's it by?
It's by me and Sharon Ward. Yes. Gods. Yeah. Well, I had no idea how much of a favor I would be doing myself by putting this together and making it alphabetical. Because when people say, "Hey, can you say a prayer for so and so?" I can look it up. in here and read it, and boom, right there.
The
So
important thing is all the prayers are based on real scholarship. There is a bibliography at the back of each book.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I mean, that's not to say that, if people come up with prayers, and I've got like one to Anubis that I wrote, and that was some divine inspiration, and I've got it, elsewhere. But I started out with the historical stuff, and then as we can collect others from people, then it's just adding a new litany. It's a new corpus of prayers. So there you go. Hopefully that answers your question. So, and because I've got battery running low in one case, and it's been about an hour and a half, and I don't want to go for too long. It's kind of a last call for prayers and fortunes. And we'll offer a prayer for our offerings to endure. Hail unto you, Atum. Hail unto you, Capri. You come into being upon the primeval hill. You shine forth upon the shrine of the phoenix in Unu. You breathe out Shu and Tefnut. May the giving of these offerings endure, as the name of Atum, foremost of the great in need, endures. May they endure as the name of Shu, Lord of Upper Menset in Unu, endures. As the name of Tefnut, Mistress of Lower Menset in Unu, endures. As the name of Geb at the earth's Ba endures. As the name of Nut in the shrine of Shenit in Unu endures. As the name of Osir, Kentia Mentiu endures. As the name of Aset in Nicheru endures. As the name of Sutek in Nubet endures. As the name of Horus in Pe endures. As the name of Wajit in Dep endures. As the name of Jehuti in Chemenu endures. As the name of Ra in the Akhet endures, likewise for eternity. Okay. All right. And I'm not seeing any more fresh requests. Hopefully we got everybody. And if not, then, if anyone that we miss, any prayer requests, definitely, just catch us again next week, and we'll put you on the list. So let's see. Somebody's dealing with a migraine, depression, anxiety, and loneliness right now. Oh, Jory, I know. Hey, Jory, so you're just tuning in, because that's got to be you. Okay. Migraine, I hope you've got some medicine for it. And anxiety and loneliness, we may have to let you talk to Darren. But just hang in there. Winter's almost over. We'll just keep telling ourselves that. You're going longer than I thought. Yeah. This has been our longest one to date. But like I said, we're here for everyone who needs it. So yeah, and that's strange.
I think that's time to wrap up.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here. May everyone that needs help find it. May everyone who seeks your grace, O gods and goddesses, find it. May you guide us with your wisdom and shine your light upon us in life, prosperity, and health. You have come in peace, O Ra. You have come in peace, O Necheru. May you go forth in peace, O Ra. May you go forth in peace, O Necheru, to every place your immortal cause wish to be. May you sail in joy in the Manjet bark and rest content in the Sektet bark. And may you smile upon us, your humble servants. right, everyone. Much love. We're glad to have everyone here. And okay, invite for the Discord. You know what? The Discord is not mine. That's a little server that Josh has. And I'm going to get on Discord. I promise. Yeah, it's just gotta get to a point where we have running water and some other things. So yeah. Absolutely. Thank you guys for being here. Okay. Much love, guys.